Welcome everyone to Inquiring Minds, episode 3, and I am accompanied by Conquistadorks Javi.
What's up? What's going on?
And our special guest tonight is Bake the Snake.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Hialeah Javi. Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
Of course, man.
Let me 1 second.
Glad to be here. Florida's in the house. It's a full Florida panel.
Yes, it is, man. Yeah, you know what? I can't start the show with what's your connection, dude. What's the Florida connection? But since you're here, you're more on Florida.
I'm like coming in. You heard connection, but the Down South Riders, I forgot to plug in the hardwire, so that'll hook up a little bit better here.
Okay.
I don't know how I was coming in on the video. So
nah, you look great, man. Everything's cool, dude. All right, let's get this started. Bake, I really want to get to know you. Although we do know each other, we almost met once, and we were like
away. It's close, man.
We just didn't know. We were at a signing for Donnie Cates, man, and I didn't know if it was him or not or who it was. So
I blame you because you forgot your hat at home, and I couldn't tell who you were.
I forgot my hat.
Dude,
I told him, he's like, you could have just yelled out. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm going to yell out Hialeah in Miami, and like 30 people are going to turn around.
Yeah, everybody's going to turn around, dude. Who knows? Just yelling at Hialeah and me Bake and stuff, but
you're going to hear
I know the guy Juan at the store there, and I was talking to him, and I'm like trying to, hey man, I'm doing a YouTube, and my name's Bake the Snake, and I'm trying to like raise my voice a little bit, so maybe someone will like.
Oh, dude, I didn't hear it, man. Dude, we were so close. All right, man. How did you get
that
into
was a fun signing, man. Well, it started back in the day, man. I'm the only child, and I have to go with my mom, grocery shopping or wherever, to all the places. And when she went shopping, I would go to the magazine aisle and spin a rack or whatever and just sit down and read. I never really took them home or bought them because as a kid didn't have any money. So I would just read as much as I could there at the store. Yeah. Started off with like Mad and Cracked. And then, I was really young. So one that really sticks out is the image of Weapon X, just, jumping out of and into the snow and having the wires and the headgear and everything. Oh, yeah. And that was one of the first vivid images I remember from seeing comics. But then in the 90s, what I got into it like collecting wise was the death of Superman. I mean, come on. You heard the news. We were all going to retire millionaires because Superman was going to die.
Right.
But to be honest, we didn't have comic shops down here in the Keys. So right around that time, a guy opened up a comic shop. There's baseball card shops, but no comics. And right around that time was coincidentally maybe about the same year as the Superman death thing. Mm-hmm. We got one in town, and I started frequenting there and, reading books. I even started collecting Marvel cards, and I started trying to like make 3D pop out Marvel cards. Like if I had triples or doubles, I would like cut them out and like glue them. And then I would try to present them to the guy. I'm a kid. So I'm like, can you sell these in your store? Like I could be rich.
Always scheming.
You lived your whole life in the Keys?
What's up, buddy?
You lived your whole life in the Keys?
Yeah. I mean, I left for school and stuff, but yeah, I'm born and raised, man. Key Largo, Florida.
Nice.
Beach Boys.
No, Beach Boys.
Kokomo.
Kokomo.
You want to shout out the chat?
Yeah, man. We got some great members of the chat, some other Florida members. Steve Whiting. What's going on, Steve? We got Unruly Simeon. Can't Get Enough is also here. What's up?
What up, man? How's it going? Can't Get Enough.
OG Comics. OG Geek, excuse me.
He's a big pop collector, man.
And Who Dad Comics and Movies is also here.
What's up, Who Dad? Thanks for joining, guys.
Yeah,
I got a couple pops.
Yeah, you got some pops behind you.
Yeah, they're over there.
I am so interested because I don't know how you collect, bro.
Yeah,
I try to pin it down, and I just don't know exactly what it is that you go after. I know you like.
I like a lot of different things, man. If it's cool, that it's just like I've always been that kind of like guy in the middle. Like I hung out with everybody in high school. I was friends with all the different groups. So that's the way I kind of tackle life and my collecting. It's like I have a lot of different interests. You know, I don't like all horror, but if there's a specific horror that jumps out and grabs me, like Lock and Key, like I love it. You know,
Lock and Key is great.
Exactly. That's one of the books on my trifectas that got me back into collecting. It was
awesome.
Why the Last Man, Lock and Key, and Saga.
Wow,
that was what got me back into it.
So would you say you're more of an indie reader? You pick up more indies? Yeah.
Especially now, man. I mean, I'm not part of that Image generation, man. When Image came out, it was the dopest new people, and it was just gonna bury everybody. You know, it was just it was the coolest thing. And I think one of the biggest problems with Image is that they didn't have enough characters like Spawn that just kept going and going and going to create that longevity. You know, like Marvel and DC. But it's also a good thing for them because it keeps them fresh. You know.
Yeah, they're always coming out with new stuff.
I love it, man.
But those books, what you're kind of back to the first question you're talking about. You know, I talked about the '90s and getting back into it getting into the collecting then, and then I stopped for a long time, man. You know, until last year. And you're talking pops. This whole up here thing was filled with pops, all the way there back. I had about between 80 and 100 of them.
Oh wow!
And I kind of just was part of this group. Yeah, called the Bam Box, and JoJo Pop did an unboxing. If you ever follow her, but it was a community, and that's where I first kind of got a sense of this community thing where you could talk to people, trade, and whatever. Mostly it was because they're mystery boxes full of like autographs and stuff. Like for instance, like this used to be one of their big items. I got Karate Kid signed, Crane Kick, you know, Ralph Macchio.
So that's awesome.
Oh, damn, I got him off.
Come on, Hialeah.
What up? Let me get him back on, man. What up? There he goes. Dude, what's up with this? What up?
You have to click his
I know, it's just not letting me. There it goes. Sorry about that, Baker.
You don't like the Karate Kid?
I wanted to make you enlarge, make it bigger, and I kind of messed it up, and then it wouldn't let me get back on, dude. It's all good. It's all good.
But that was the first taste of like community I got, man. So with that, I ran into a dude that had a couple Spider-Man books. You know, they ended up being keys. Was it 252 and what's the other one? The black suit where he's got the dude under his arm swinging.
Is it that 252?
Well, that one in the team up.
Oh, okay. The 8 or something, number 8.
Yeah, I had those, and then a bunch of Randy Emberlin signed. I actually sold them on a Comic Corp charity auction.
Nice.
Comics Altruism, who also frequents in charities, so check out his channel. But that's what made me think, like, dude, I can still get this collecting bug, get back into comics, take up less space than these damn pops, because, you know, pops are square and box.
Yeah.
Little do I know, I got like 12 short boxes full of comics all over here, you know, a year later. But, you know, that was the original plan. I found this place called Corca Comics in Miami, and I took my collection there, and I started trading in my pops.
Nice.
Now, I wish I would have just sold them and spent those money on keys now that I know, but I had fun buying a bunch of books at Corca and meeting people, and, you know, just I had store credit. So I just kept going up there and getting every damn variant I could think of and everything. And then finally all my store credit ran out and I had to start paying for everything. And that sucked.
Hey, Javi, we just got a connection.
Yeah, that's the South Florida connection right there. The Florida connection, Corca Comics.
It's Corca Comics.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my LCS, but the one in
Pembroke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to that one, but I've seen it on Instagram, and it looks a little better or bigger. I mean,
it's bigger, but you know,
they probably have better books. I think they got better books than the one by the.
So you
I like them. I feel they should be in connection with their 3 stores more. It's like, hey, bro, you don't have that here? Then get on the phone to the other 2 stores and be like, bro, I got a customer here. He has a pool box. You got any over there? Okay, set it aside. because between their employees, they could pick it up and bring it to your pool box. They need to get more on point with that. Other than that, Corka's all right, man.
Yeah.
They take care of me. I holler
once. Yeah.
What happened, Javi?
They did it for me once. I can't think of another time they did it for me, but I know they did it for me for like some random Deadpool variant.
I think it's kind of hard because what is it? RJ has that corner and he has a lot of the keys.
Yeah, that's the one that Jason. He has the one over there by UM or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, there's one that in our LCS, there's a guy who like rents out an area of the shop and then like presents his own books and then like sells his own books.
Speaking of that, people like the one at the Miami, the one that I go to, you too, the one where the signing was, that people would just drop off collections and they did not care. Like no one came by to appraise them yet, so that some dude's collection just chilling there off to the side, and you could just flip through and be like, yank, 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 and go up to the thing and just because they didn't have it. And it's a little more organized since they started doing signings there.
Yeah.
But for a while, there was just random boxes over there by the pinball machine and where the signing for Donnie Cates, where they do the signings.
Yeah.
So they didn't know, and the people behind the desk are usually just a hot chick, you know, and so they're just kind of just chilling there, like, you know, they did comics. I'm not trying to say they don't. I'm just saying, you know, most of the time it was at
comics, you know.
Yeah, to keep an eye on it, and most of the time at that time. Hey, who did I miss? I've been talking for a minute now. I've been
we got a lot of people. Some people asking some questions too.
Sweet.
Unruly Simeon wants to know, where do you stand on conch fritters?
Conch
fritters.
It's conch.
We're gonna set this straight for the record.
I'm a Latin.
His name is pronounced Hialeah, and it's called conch fritters. But that's okay, man. In Lord of the Flies, I pronounce it conch my whole life, and I'm reading Lord of the Flies, and I'm like, what the hell is a conch? You know, because I've never like spelt it out. I'm just being like, let me get some conch. And my teacher's like, no, you know what that is, and it's a conch. I'm like, oh, okay. But I waited tables forever, man, and everyone would roll up being like, can I get the conch? I can't even say it forcefully, you know?
That's hilarious.
But yeah. Conch fritters, you got to have more meat than stuffing. But if you're in Miami and you want some conch fritters and stuff, go check out CJ's Crab Shack or the Lobster Shack on Ocean Drive. My buddy owns those 2 spots. Check them out. Fire lobster rolls, fire seafood.
Where's the CJ's at? I haven't heard of that one.
CJ's Crab Shack is on like 5th and Ocean, I think.
Oh, I gotta make it up. I haven't been there in a while.
They're both on Ocean. One's like kind of like in the middle, or you know. And the other one's down by the pier, like all the way down, like by 1 or whatever. I don't know. I just know, you know, I don't go to the city that often. It's too crazy.
That's what I want to ask you. How often do you go to Corcas? How often do you drive up?
I haven't been in like probably 2 months now. I only have 3 books there waiting for me. I haven't called in for a while. You know, I've had, you know, dental work, AC took a shit, and now I'm trying to go to MegaCon. And then we got Christmas coming up. So it's like I really have to fine tune what I'm doing. But I still have pre-orders coming in now and then. You know, I picked up some pre-orders today. I think I've got them over here. Nice. You can see what the snake is checking out.
So you said you've been collecting for like a year or a little over a year?
Yeah, I've been back in the game for about I think a year now. Yeah.
And you're up to
November.
And you're up to how many short boxes?
3, 6, 9, 10.
It's been a busy year for you, buddy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I started off with 1 short box that was left over since I was a kid, you know, and then from there I just built up.
It's true.
Hey, you know what I got to bring up, dude? And I've told you this
mystery
before.
Boxes.
You know what I got to tell you? Dude, I was so proud of you on Comic Gories.
Yeah.
You did dude, we've all been there, and I think we all lost to him. I lost. No, you haven't, Javi. You're 84.
I didn't go up against him.
Yeah, but dude, you rocked it, bro. I was like, dude, he's killing it. And then you won the 3 straight. I was like, God damn, dude.
Yeah, I just happened like luck of the draw, dude. I mean, I've been trying to set aside books to sell, and they were kind of all out on pop. But just the way my setup is, dude. I mean, do a quick little thing right here. I'm literally inside my closet. I moved all my shit and everything out of the way, so I was just not taking up a lot of room. I turned it into like a little slanging area. I have all my boxes over here.
Gotcha.
You know, I got a little pile set up.
Oh,
you know,
that
to
is
sell.
So cool, bro. It's a closet. That's perfect, bro.
And then I have, so my desk just rolls right in, and it's the perfect thing, so I can close it. I still have my clothes and everything. I got some slabs over here, and I got my Big Daddy box. Not my favorite box, like just books that I dig. They're not, it has bigger books and just stuff I think is cool.
I got a box like that too, man.
Are you organized from Comic Gories, or do you still have all the stuff like just?
Comic Gories got me so unorganized because I'm just like thinking of, oh yeah, this shark cover or a bat cover, a purple cover, red cover. I'm just throwing them in these piles, you know. And especially for the Halloween special one, I took them all out of because he's like, there's going to be one Halloween category, which we had no idea what Halloween really meant. Yeah. It's just what his interpretation was to pick, and then whatever random category. So I'm like, well, I probably got like 15 to 20 like things that I could probably like sell the crowd as a Halloween book.
Yeah.
So like wolves and stuff like that. So I'm just like, all right, skeletons, and you know, I just picked them out everywhere and threw them in the big box.
Bro, but your space doesn't get back to normal for a few days, right, dude?
For real.
For a few months, man.
Yeah.
But that, and besides that, I've just, like I said, I've been organizing to kind of like try to just sell, condense my collection, but also save money for MegaCon, because I want us to all go up there and have a good time. Like you see what's in Baltimore or C2E2, and I'm just saying, I think Florida is going to blow those out of the water eventually. Maybe not this year, but we've seen MegaCon, dude. MegaCon is huge. Like the guests that go there, the cosplayers, the TV stars, the movie stars. I mean, it's not like New York or California, but as far as regular cons go,
it's big, man. I've been out there this year. We drove up together, and it was amazing.
I mean, I just feel like, who doesn't want to be in the Sunshine State? Like, just the weather, and especially Orlando. Like I said, I'm trying to save money because it's not just a con. It's Orlando. So you have Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You got any other Disney park. You got Universal. You got Disney Springs. What's the other one? Universal City Walk. I mean, there's tons of cool places to chill, eat, like
the water parks, man. Everything.
Right?
Yeah, everything's over there.
It's just like you say, people, let's say it's a 4-day convention. They don't have to go all 4 days to the convention, dude. They got so much more stuff to do. And it's
like, hey man, if you're into those things at conventions, like talks or you know what I mean, like a super con and stuff, panels, there you go. Or they have like, hey, you can go watch these short films. They're having a short film festival in room A37. And I went to that, dude, and that was like the worst thing I've ever been to. They were horrible films and nothing to those people, but it was like, oh my God, we got up and left. But it was kind of like those things at Disney World where you can just, instead of taking a ride, you go over here and catch some AC for a minute, you know?
Yeah.
Go sit at the bar.
Think about it. Not, you know, we've been to Orlando and we've done all that stuff, but can you imagine someone who's never gone and they get to do that with the con and meet everybody? Dude, it's gonna be,
because I don't get, like me, man, I'm ready to go. Like when I hit SuperCon, and I know it's not like New York or something like that, but when I hit SuperCon, I already have the books in my bag that I want signed from the artist. That is the first thing I do. I like this past one, first thing I went, first guy, Neil Adams, boom, no line. He's one of the guys that I never see have this massive line, and he's like one of the godfathers that still has the best, like not just covers, his covers that are amazing on keys, like key books. And he's always like, he's worth the $50. He's probably the only guy out there that I'd say he's worth a $50 sig, you know.
At those smaller cons though, he doesn't get line, you know. I mean, he has a big
dude, he takes up like 4 booth, like areas that regular people take, you know.
Yeah, you have to like walk inside.
Him and his son is behind him, right?
Is that who that is? The son?
That was at MegaCon, I think.
King of the Hill, right? Yeah. The guy who does kick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
They go back to back, man. You know, take up a whole block.
Oh man, we got some awesome people in the chat. We got Perry Comics asking if we're talking about MegaCon. Of course, we're talking about MegaCon, man. We got to do it.
Hyped for it.
I keep getting sidetracked. Like, yeah, that's my thing, dude. I go one day, so then I'm planning on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and leave Sunday. That leaves me, I can't get there because I'm leaving Thursday after work. But Star Wars Galaxy's open till like 10 at night, I think, from what I read. You've been there. Did you see the closing hours?
I don't, man, because we were there. We left about 4. But
because you need to get back. So.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I mean, that's something I could go in, check in my hotel, and bang out Star Wars Galaxy in the first day. Then hit up Comic-Con on Friday because Saturday is killer. Yeah. And so go Friday and then maybe hit Sunday morning to try to scoop up some cheap books. But other than that, then I got Saturday to go kill at Universal.
I can't wait, dude. And I think so many people are getting hyped up for it. It seems like there's going to be a lot of people going. Dude.
That's we got great weather, great people. I mean, Florida is probably one of the bigger parts of the community. So, I mean, to meet up with everybody, I mean, why isn't this more popular? And even Miami's going to be huge, man. I forget the company, but they bought in to sponsor the SuperCon. And they're the same one that runs New York and the other one. So, you know what that means? The people that they bring to New York Comic Con are going to be coming to SuperCon on South Beach. I mean, you heard LeBron. He brought his talents to South Beach. Comic people, bring your talents to South Beach. This is where you party. Trust me.
Dude, you know what's the best about South? I went twice this year to SuperCon, and the first day I went with my family. And, dude, we went out to Lincoln Road and had lunch there, which I love. And, bro, just had pizza rustica. And we just had a good old time. And then just walked right back to the con, and it's right there, walking distance.
Yeah.
When I went with the guys, we were just too into it, man. There was no way we were going to get out of the con because we just wanted to enjoy every minute. But, dude, with the family, if you do go for a couple of days, bro, there's so much more stuff to do, man. It's an awesome place.
Definitely. But Disney ain't cheap, so
cheap. Neither is Prime 12, Coach Vic. Neither is Prime 112. That's expensive as hell. But anyway, okay.
Comics like cryptocurrency, Pope service. What's going on, Pope? We got Sam, Boatwright.
Hey man, I want to say thank you for this, Hialeah. You sent me this A-OK.
I can't believe you haven't opened it yet, dude. I was like, dude, I can't believe when you just showed me it.
How old is that?
Just sending me a little something, nothing big. Hope I enjoy. Thank you. Of course I do. And these are awesome, man, because, this right here.
Hey.
Oh, shit. Awesome, man. Thank you. I saw this and I just kind of, because you showed me, because in our Florida chat and on one of your guys' streams, I was telling about a problem I had trying to pick up this for Oprah Boys, right? This is the new stuff you're reading. So I wanted to get that first issue for the thing. And like 4 days in, I wrote the guy after I ever buy everything on eBay, I just give an initial response out like, hey, can you please make sure the book is either in a comic mailer or sandwiched between 2 cardboard, well protected. Thank you. And that's just an automated response. Doesn't even count. So then I sent him another message a couple days later, and he didn't respond. And by the third message, I was like, look, man, just curious. I haven't heard back from you. Are you sending out the book? Cause I think this was the 4th day I sent this out. And he ended up, man, people have a life. You've been blowing me up and yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, bro, I told him the way, when you accept an offer, usually you pay right away. Mm-hmm. It's not it's not like an auction where you wait a couple days. Like if I send you an offer or you send me an offer, okay, that means we were negotiating in this instant, day and age that we're in. That means you instantly pay me my money or I pay you your money. That doesn't mean we made a negotiation and 48 hours later you come back with the money. No, man, that's not how it goes. Because then, granted, I'm buying, but I'm a seller too, so I understand this. I like to be treated both ways.
Right.
And anyways, I was venting this to the Florida chat, and Hialeah told me, don't worry, we'll take care of you. And then you guys had your show, and he busted out like 40 of these things. And he's like, I got you, man. Just let me know. And, Thank you. I appreciate it. Now I'm set up.
I wanted to hook you up with that, man. So you never got the book from the guy?
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
It finally it showed up. But he kept threatening me. He's like, I'm going to report you for harassment. And I'm like, dude, you know they check the emails, right? I'm like, I'm 100% on eBay, bro. I'm Teflon. You know, don't mess with me. But I said that to you guys in the chat. I didn't say it to him.
No, I know. But that's crazy, dude. Yeah, dude. If you buy something, just take care of it, man. They send you the money right away. Send it out, dude. Come on, and send it out already. I've been lucky with that, man. I think I've only had one incident since I've been playing.
I've had a lot of. I just sit on it and just wait, and then if it gets to like a couple, like 4 or 5 days, I'm just like, okay, what's going on,
Because when you look in there, I think by the guidelines of eBay, technically after a sale, you have 48 hours to ship it out, unless you have contact with somebody or you're connected with somebody. Now, eBay is not going to monitor that to you. It's up for the buyer or the seller to say something after 48 hours. But typically on a sale, especially a negotiated sale, unless it's, communicated with, they're supposed to be shipping it out within 48 hours. Yeah, people just don't know how to talk to one another. Or wait, you talking about me or them?
No, it's true, man. People, you know what it is too? Sending messages and texts and all that could be misinterpreted, sometimes people take that the wrong way when it's really nothing and they get offended.
Yeah, I say that to people all the time, man. I used to, talk to people and debate stuff on Twitter and Instagram. And it's like, do you see it in capital? Do you see an exclamation point? Stop putting emotions behind black and white words on a screen. Just because you feel it this way does not mean how it was presented to you. Or if you write in a paragraph long response to somebody, they pick out one little sentence out of it and they try to tear you apart over. I'm like, dude, did you not read everything leading up to that? Like, that's just one little tiny thing. Like, people, context matters, like, seriously.
And also, stop being so sensitive, man.
People are just so.
Yeah.
You know what? Oh my God, what was I going to ask you, Bake? I want to know your thoughts, because I know you spec, because everybody specs. But
yeah,
do you think it's overboard, man? Because I have my opinion on it. It just seems like every week there's so many. They're like pushing first appearances down our throats and trying to keep issues of almost every book that comes out. How do you feel about that?
In the beginning, as a new collector, I didn't like it because, not mainly because I felt like I was missing out. But I felt like I already had these books on my list, and now you're making them unattainable because they're skyrocketing. But honestly, like the people on YouTube, and I mean this in the best way possible, they're making content. They're just making content that people enjoy and want to watch. We are the idiots that overboardly go onto eBay and hit the buy. You cannot blame the people on YouTube for doing a job. I mean, it's just like somebody who wants to review movies or comedians on here. You see the guys on here with a little pop-up video and they review and they talk about it and they get likes and then they get sponsors and then they get money, they get revenue. Same thing with this comic niche. I'm not saying they're making tons of money, but it's fun. And, they're doing what they like, and it's not really their fault. Some people, my anger in the beginning was, misguided, but that's where it is in the new, when you're new to something, you don't fully understand it, and you kind of misinterpret what's going on. Then you do a little research and you realize how things work and where the numbers are coming from, and then the numbers are spiking. They're just reporting on these numbers. They're not creating the numbers. I don't mind it because I kind of stay away from it now.
Do you think the companies, like the comic book companies, the publishers, you think they're trying to push first appearances and, you know what I'm saying? Like,
them?
Tomorrow
I think they're trying to push number ones and events. Like the Carnage event, the Thor event, whatever, the Thor World of Realms or whatever.
Yeah, War of the Realms.
And then what's the one that there's an X-Men event right now that everyone seems to be blind to because it's Hickman and X-Men. But holy shit, they're everywhere, guys. It's X-Men everywhere. Like, I don't need to read 30 titles to figure out what's going on in one story.
Dude, exactly, bro. Marauders, it's New Mutants, it's come on.
X-Force,
Excalibur. People were talking crap about all the things with the Miles Morales or universe thing going on, and then the like I said, the Thor and Venom, and then Carnage. But for some reason, they forgot to talk trash about X-Men. Maybe because
I'm starting to get scared. It's like the 90s, man, because I stopped collecting in the 90s when all that happened. And right before our show, I was watching Chino, and they were showing some books that are coming out tomorrow. And now they're coming out with some special cover ones that you open the cover, and it's, I forget what they were calling it. It's just.
Oh yeah, like they did with the Bane one last week.
Yeah. Dude, it just feels like the 90s with all the gimmicks and all that stuff.
I liked the Bane cover. It's a fine line because I like the Bane cover because it reminded me it's a nostalgic thing. But when you start pumping them out all the time, it loses it. It's like a musician who puts out an album every year. Exactly. You don't get the urge to want it, you know. And then if they're, here's another album by so and so, here's another album, you know what I mean? It's just another movie by what's his name. It's the same one.
I think it's getting real close to that, man.
I don't think the numbers are there because, they were printing out millions of books, but I think it's going to push people away. I'm already turned off of certain things, and I'm only a year back into collecting. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think they really pay attention to the aftermarket of collecting. I think they're just pumping out numbers of books. And I really think like these 3rd, 4th, 5th printings, True Believers, and all those add to it too. Especially when we're in the digital age, trust me, I want physical books. Yeah. But books that have already been aired or there's already a print out, hey guys, you don't need a 3rd, 4th, 5th printing. Just go to the website and watch it. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. It costs money to print this book. Mm-hmm. It doesn't cost money to put it on a digital thing. Mm-hmm. There's no way in hell a digital book should cost as much as a paper book. Mm-hmm. You can buy a song on Apple, whatever, for 50 cents and buy an album for $9.99. You know what I mean? So I should be able to buy a digital copy of this book for $1.
Exactly.
I shouldn't have to pay $4.99 or $3.99 on Comixology or Marvel or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm. You read a lot online?
Yeah, probably more than I do physically. Because I'm kind of scared when I get physical books. So once I get them, I don't really want to open them.
Yeah, you don't want to mess them up. You don't want to damage them.
Yeah.
Hey, you've been getting some really awesome grades on some books that you've been submitting to CGC, man. I told you offline, there's one that I really want to see because that's a humongous book in my opinion, man.
Yeah, it's pretty big, man. First, I want to show this one because this is the one that I got that we missed each other at. People have seen this before, but this is that Donnie Cates. Yeah, man, got it for sale.
I can't believe that, man. I can't believe you put that up for sale, dude. And that's the one that you dropped, right, at the signing?
Yeah, 9.8 and dropped. I should probably take it down, but, I really want to have fun at MegaCon. I really feel that this MegaCon is going to be something to remember. It's going to be a really memorable event. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people and big faces in the community that I think you guys are going to enjoy. And I think it's going to be a blast. So if selling this book gets me a night stay in a hotel room, then it's worth it, Wow.
Dude,
that's the one that I missed you at.
I was talking to Steve. I was texting with Steve earlier. And we were talking about that, and the tickets should be going on sale. I don't know. I haven't checked the website in the last few days, so I got to check.
Not yet, but
be going on sale
soon,
right?
Those digital comics that are last forever, so you can give them to your kids.
Yeah.
Well, if I buy the first printing, then it's fine because I'll have the first printing. But I just don't think True Believers and all those other ones, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th printings, just because you want to see another artist on a cover. This was another one I was telling you about earlier, one of my trinity of books that got me into collecting. Got this one back.
Right?
No, man.
dude.
And then the one I think you were.
Are you all caught up with Saga?
I need the last trade, but I'm all the way up to the last trade before.
That's how
but
yeah,
I think this is
also, man. That book,
this
man.
This is the one that sparked my interest into getting back into collecting. I really didn't know what it was worth because I was just reading the story. My buddy gave me a bunch of trades, and I was just banging them out. And then when I got into collecting, I'm like, well, that'll be significant to me because, you know, I got it. It's what got me back in, this and Lock and Key. So all I need now is Lock and Key number 1 and a 9.8, and I got the Trinity. So that'll be my personal Trinity. And
that why the Last Man in 9.8.
Yeah, dude. Last I checked, I think it's going for like $950 to $1,000.
Have you looked at it in Go Collect?
Not recently. That was probably like a month ago when I looked at it.
Look at it in Go Collect. I think it goes for a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
But how did you come across that copy?
Dude, it was raw on eBay. I bought it for $100.
No, my God.
Yeah, man. I mean, and this is before I even knew to like check the backs of books, you know, to do all this stuff. Like It could have been nothing. And I just, you know, I looked at it. It was $100, and it might have been $150, and I used eBay bucks or something or cash back.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was $120. Still, even a raw book of this, you can't find a raw book of this for $150 anymore.
No, you can't find a raw one. You can't find it. I've looked. You can't find a raw one for probably in the 200s is probably what you're gonna find if you're lucky.
Yeah, because I considered that, man. I was like, damn, you know, $1,000, I could get that and buy a raw one and try to get a 9.8 again, you know. But I don't think I want to risk it, dude, because it's a hard cover to get a 9.8 in.
And there's so much. That book is expensive. It's hard to find. I've seen one in one shop twice. And being a dummy, I didn't pull the trigger either time. So, and I still regret that, man. That's a huge congrats on those things, man.
I got both of these within a month of each other. Yeah, this one was, I'm sorry, this one was $120 and this one was $100. So to get 9.8s in both of those, like super hard covers to get 9.8s in.
Dude, props to you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was extremely excited on this one, man.
Those are keystones in any collection, bro.
Great.
Yeah, definitely modern keys, man. I think this one is up there with Walking Dead. Like, yes, you gotta have this book. Definitely. I mean, I don't have Walking Dead, but you know, it's considered that, you know, one of those higher modern Grail books.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Both of those, but that why it's just you don't see it often. And they're talking about making a movie or something on that. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, man. FX. I think I saw some screenshots. I don't know if they're refilming. You know how things go, but should be coming up next year.
Awesome. Oh my God, that book is gonna go nuclear.
I know. That's why I gotta find another one so I can keep that.
Maybe we'll find it at MegaCon. I'll be looking forward to MegaCon for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah,
looking for that. And next up, a reasonably priced Lock and Key, Volume 1. You know, Joe Hill and what the hell is his name? Gabriel
Rodriguez, I think it is.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, but I felt like it was too like a quintessential Spanish name to just throw out Rodriguez.
What is Lock and Key? Not what is it? Who publishes it?
IDW.
IDW is that one.
Yeah.
If you don't know about it, it's a story about some orphaned kids. Their parents were murdered, but their parents were part of this private school and lived in this house that had magic powers. And I don't want to give too much. There's keys that unlock different rooms, and then when you unlock the rooms, they unlock different powers for each person, make you super strong, make you fly. They could change your sex. They can make you dead. So you're a ghost and you float around. They can trap you.
It's an older brother, and the middle is a sister, and then the youngest is also a brother.
Yeah. Speaking of, I told you I have my pre-orders, bro. In my pre-orders, because I pre-ordered a month ago or 2 months ago. These right here have everything to do with Lock and Key right here. One, of course, is the new Lock and Key, Dog Days, whatever. I had no idea that's what the cover was going to look like. I thought it was going to be more evil, but hey, dog about to eat the key. So, and then, of course, the start of the Hill House horror. Joe Hill, the creator of Lock and Key, is now in charge of all horror under the Hill House label for DC
There's
Black.
another one coming out, I think, tomorrow, The Dollhouse or something like that.
Yeah, so I had to at least get the first title of that, and I'm not even a huge horror fan, really. I enjoy a good horror movie or a good horror book, but people call Lock and Key horror hobby. Would you? I wouldn't even necessarily call it horror. It's more like
a psychological,
fantasy,
like
almost.
It's not a thriller, but it makes you like question.
I mean, there's killing and stuff like that. Like, I guess those elements are kind of scary, so I believe that's what they're referring to as horror. I would put that more under rated R than horror,
I think I like more suspense. I like more suspense.
Yeah, suspense is a good one.
I'm not into the gore. That's what I'm not into, unless it goes with the story. But I just don't
know what this kind of gives me vibes of too is almost Harry Potter. How the family, and I'm not, I'm just kind of getting back into Harry Potter, but how the parents that were murdered, they had their group of people in school that was kind of like their order, and now the kids are there at the school and they have their group that they're kind of discovering the keys and what to do with them. So if you haven't checked out,
they're discovering the mystery that the parents left behind.
Yeah, the parents actually invented or made the keys, didn't they?
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Are you excited for the Lock and Key show that's possibly coming out? Like, I heard it was all done filming and everything.
I hope. I'm excited for it. This is actually probably the second time they've done a show. I think the first one they did a pilot or two episodes and it just got tanked. They just didn't go through with it. Yeah. So hopefully they learn from mistakes, even though I don't think they even aired any of that stuff, did they? Is there any of that?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, so they know what they did wrong. They know what didn't work, Who knows? I hope it works out good. I think it could be a well-told story, but still handle some of these, lack of a better term, SJW things that people want to hear about these days. Like I said, one of the keys changes your sex. I mean, that right there, no one really cares about it, dude, as long as it's well written. Yes, and Lock and Key handles it very well. So I think it's a way to appease both sides,
It's a great book. I love Lock and Key. I have the 4 volumes. It's one of the greatest.
It's amazing, yeah. To be honest, like I said, I had Why the Last Man and Lock and Key going back and forth because he'd let me like a trade at a time. So I'm like, damn it, I don't have another trade of Y, so I got to go to. And actually, he had an older version of Y, which I ended up loving better because the pages weren't so white. It kind of added to the story because it's such a gritty story, but. I really love the art in Lock and Key. It just pops out at you. And I started banging out Lock and Key before I finished Why the Last Man.
It seems you read a lot of books in trade.
Yeah, I'd rather read them in trade. One, I don't want to damage the book, but also like it's more fun. I like, it's like binge watching a show.
Yeah. So you play the trade and the comic?
No, not all the time. It just depends. I mean, I'm kind of getting off just collecting certain individual issues, like new issues, because I could just read it in trade and be happy. I'm kind of over the spec. We've already tackled that issue, because I wouldn't call it fear of missing out, but one, sometimes you don't want to wait to read the story, but also like you never know what book's gonna. I keep showing this one, but you never know what book's gonna pop up and be a key.
Right.
Pope's got a couple of questions, man.
Yeah, man. What do we got?
Why
do you value that at $928,000? Yeah, man. Probably.
I do.
Close to
it. That's $1,000 book to me, man. You don't see that book. You know what's a good thing? I'm gonna try to find out how many are on the census.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, but it's hard for me to say that because, like I said, I bought it for $100, so I've never had this big of a price jump from what I've put into a book to what it's become. You know,
right.
So
yeah, insane.
Like I said, I'm just back into collecting, so that's probably the biggest book I have in my collection.
Big. To me, that's a big book, bro. That's a huge book.
Like I said, it's hard for me to like to grasp that because I love the story and that's why I bought it, and I found it for $100 and people are like, dude, that's such a big book, like it's expensive. And then for me to like, do I want to risk it to get a 9.8 because I see people's reactions like if you don't get a 9.8 in a modern day book, it's such a price drop.
No, man, no.
Yeah, but anyways, I was like, you know what, this is for the PC. I think it's a 9.8, you know, even though I'm not skilled yet, but either way, it's just going to be protected and chilling with me. So let's just do it. So I went through and did it, and you saw my reaction on my unboxing. Like I was super happy. That's definitely the one book I wanted. That in the
okay, you want to see my reaction to your unboxing of that book? I was like this.
A lot of people didn't know I had it, man. Well, I had before that. I went up against Rob. That kind of spoiled it because we were doing it, and that Rob beat me, and he pulled out he pulled out a Saga, but I still was like,
yeah, he pulled out a Saga, yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I was gonna pull it, but I have that and Y at the CGC, so.
No, when you pulled it, I was like, oh snap, dude! A 9.4, a 9.2 is a great grade in that book, but a 9.8.
Yeah. Wow. Pope, I have a whole run in trades.
But I mean, Pope, what do you categorize? Titles like Walking Dead and The Wireless Man.
How do you categorize? I would assume Walking Dead falls under horror because of the zombies, you know, even though it's more about the relationships and the people. But Why the Last Man, both of them are, let's just say, post-apocalyptic. You know, That's basically because I did get a lot of Walking Dead vibes from Why the Last Man. I was like, damn it, is there a zombie gonna pop up somewhere? You know?
Well, that's Brian K. Vaughan also too, right? Yeah, that's Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah,
and Saga.
BKV.
Awesome, man.
And Saga, he did Paper Girls.
Paper Girls is amazing. It's such a good story. I'm waiting to
start that one.
Oh, you haven't read it?
No, I have issue 1, but I'll start banging out the trades. Like the art and everything looks great.
It's awesome.
My friend just told me it was a little like out there, so I was like, all right, cool, man. But I just got to be. Sometimes I got to be in a state of mind to read. You know, I joke with Javi, NYC sometimes. I'm like, damn, where the hell do y'all find time to read, man? Like, I got work and TV and YouTube and other shit, and I don't want to. When I'm watching, I'm not trying to read I keep grabbing this damn dog book. I don't want to grab a book while I'm watching YouTube and stuff, and then like start bending it the wrong way or something. You know, so I kind of got to be in a good state of mind to read. So.
Dude, you're not the same way, dude. I'm the same way, dude.
And it's not officially, I'm not like diagnosed, but it's what I refer to myself. I'm borderline ADD, man. Like I have to have the music off, everything I have to read.
And just focus on the book.
Very rarely, like Why the Last Man and Lock and Key were the only ones I could have the TV on and still reading because it really didn't matter. I was just so immersed into it. Because normally I'm watching like Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, so I'm just like doing both. I'm like, all right, next. Like,
you gotta read Paper Girls. I think you're gonna enjoy it. It's but it's like your buddy said, it's out there, but it's good at the same time. I gotta pick up the last trade because that ended already. I gotta pick up the last trade and finish it off myself. The trade.
I think 2 months ago. I remember NYC going and getting like stuff signed for the final issue.
Okay, look, I'm kind of focusing on Pope because Pope puts up some. Look what Pope
got some good question. What do we got?
It's not a question. It's what he thinks. I feel that book is worth thousands. All right. If I read
the only thing, and I don't see myself doing it anytime, Pope, I would trade that thing for a Fantastic Four #5 first appearance of Doctor Doom. It would be in there with that, but like I said, that is not happening anytime soon because I mean, I'm looking over here because that's where I usually keep it. Like, dude, I love this. It means a lot to me. Like, I would still buy this book and keep it raw in the PC because I love it, what it means to me. So this slab really just kind of encompasses thousands of dollars that I could use towards another book if I ever wanted to, you know, because I could always get a raw one for, 5 times cheaper than what this is right now.
The thing is, I'm trying to think, has anybody else shown a 9.8 on that book? And I can't remember seeing that.
I don't know. A lot of people are afraid to get it graded, because they don't want it to come back lower than a 9.8.
Okay.
And then other people just don't like graded books.
Yeah, exactly. Pope was saying it's in the thousands. Okay, when you got that book, I had to go to Gold Collect and see what it was worth.
What did it say?
What they said it was, and it was $1,500.
$1,500 now? Holy crap, man! I did my unboxing maybe a month ago.
Wow!
So that's gone. I was $950 and $1,000 worth of sale.
I'm pretty sure. I hope I saw the right thing. If I could recall, I believe I saw.
We could do it.
100. So
that's awesome. Do it right now.
Big book, man.
Hey, yeah, that's a great investment. Like you said, it's another book, or it's just a great book to just have in your personal collection.
Madison has a question. Wait, what was the name of the book with the keys?
It's funny. They're trying to say it dropped down to $850 now.
I could be wrong, man. But for some reason, I remember seeing 1,500. But who knows? I might be wrong. It might have been another book I was looking at, and I just got confused. But I don't care.
The thing is, dude, would they get their averages, bro, from
sales and stuff,
eBay and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that, dude, you forget people are desperate. They need cash. Mm-hmm. Just because they let a Y the Last Man go for $750 doesn't mean it's worth $750. You know what I mean? And then that drops the average down to $850. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look what
I'll tell you straight up. This is at least a $900 book for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's for sure, but it's a monster book.
And then like that trailer's gonna drop and it's gonna pop again. You know, same with that Saga, man. BKV starting up another volume of Saga, and that's gonna pop up again.
Oh, God, that's gonna go because that's gone down. That's actually gone down since it went.
Yeah, I think it's like $350 now.
50, yeah, 400,000. That used to be like a $500 book.
Wow,
all day, yeah.
Look what Joe's saying. 2 available on my comic shop for $1,500.
Awesome.
Yeah, my comic shop resale is ridiculous, bro. I only do my comic shop for pre-orders. Save 35% off.
Dude, I found some good books on my comic shop, man. You just gotta know where to look. I think, and they're pretty good with their grading.
Where was the book I had? It was in Invisibles. I think it's right here.
That's another good modern piece.
Yeah, it's a little spec book. I think it's in here, man. I put it in here with one of my lots.
Are you picking anything up Marvel, DC, like superhero? Ooh, nice.
Invisibles. Well, before I forget my comic story, my comic shop story. I go to my comic shop to look for this. It was like $12, I think. Mm-hmm. I go to the exact same my comic shop, the same book from my comic shop listed on their eBay. My comic shop for $650. So I bought it off of their eBay.
And it was
the same exact book. Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, dude, you're selling a cheaper book on eBay. Like, how is that possible? And so I went and bought it on eBay, man.
Wow.
That's crazy because they're usually more expensive on eBay and cheaper on their site.
Exactly. I even wrote them an email. I was like, are you sure, man? I'm like, because sometimes I'm like, y'all need to get your stuff together, man. Like,
they're really good, man.
You're looking out for them.
DC, I collect the Flash mainly. My newest Flash pickup that I'm happy with, if I can find it. Sorry, am I out of frame?
No, I mean,
all right, dude.
Good.
Well, I think people will like this one here. I got a little while ago, man. I've been just keeping up with the new story, and because Mitch Gerard's did a couple covers too. But it's a good jumping off point with Flash Year One. I think I'm almost there. Yep, I made it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I scooped up these, man. You can get these for fairly cheap, but they're pretty dope. Michael Turner Flash run. So we all love Michael Turner, R.I.P. He did a couple amazing Flash covers. And
awesome.
I don't know why I like the Flash, because I honestly hate his Rogue Squadron. I'm not a big fan of his villains, but for some reason I just dig, maybe because I was so slow at running. This one is gnarly right here, man.
That's nice.
And then that one there. But yeah, some Michael Turner Flash. Can't go wrong with that.
Nice. You got some more?
Flash is your guy.
Spider-Man, Flash, but if you notice, it's all those kind of funny, goofy characters that kind of joke around. Although, mind you, I like Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, but I'm not really a fan of Deadpool in the comics.
Mm-hmm. Me neither.
He does a great job in the movies.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. He's
awesome.
It's basically like if Van Wilder finally graduated from college and went on to become an assassin. You know what I mean? Like, it's great.
Oh,
I mean, do you remember when Van Wilder came out? Like, he was the biggest guy ever. Like, that was one of the funniest movies, and you're like, who is this guy? He's just so, like, I mean, he's like what Deadpool is now.
Yeah. Who Dat? Look at Who Dat. He's got a Chew 9/8. That's another great book to have.
That's one I need to read, man. Chew. I need to get into that.
Me too.
I have no idea what it's about, but the art looks pretty cool in it, and that's a lot. Art does a lot for me, man. I'm a very visual and audible person. I enjoy reading a good story, and I think the story is like 60% of it. But if the art sucks, bro, I might as well just be reading a novel. You know what I mean? Like, the whole point is comics.
Yeah, but sometimes the art could grow on you. But if the art's amazing and the story sucks, bro, you're never gonna get past it, dude.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Look at the pictures and
it's a happy marriage, man. You got to have a little bit of both. You can't just when people say, "Duh, amazing story," I can't put it down, but the art sucks. It's like, I can put it down.
The art is super bad for not to like it if the story is good.
Yeah.
All right, Bake. We're getting up to an hour, man.
All right, man. Is there anything else you wanted to ask or go over before we shut her down?
I'm good, man. This was awesome hanging with you, dude. I feel like I met you.
I had a blast, bro. I felt like I've been talking way too much.
No, but it's about it. The show's about you guys. It's about us, dude. It's not about us. We put in our little 2 cents.
Yeah, if you want to show off any other book.
Man, you put a quarter in and I just keep going, dude.
You want to show any books? I mean, that's a good question.
If you want to show off any other books, or just talk about your channel, your auction, anything like that.
I'll show off this book just because it's Mandalorian Day. This was an AOK from Comic Books NYC, Star Wars #1.
Awesome.
If you guys haven't checked out The Mandalorian or Comic Books NYC, go ahead and check them both out. But The Mandalorian is awesome, man. You guys need to check it out. It's what Star Wars should be.
How long is each episode?
Episode I saw was like 35 minutes, I think. But it's gritty, it's grimy. I mean, it's practical. The effects, like little things, like when they're going through the streets and the alleys, you're like, I don't know. The only thing that's missing is the smells. You know what I mean? Like you're just it's not loaded with CG crap.
That's
not that it doesn't have its full fair share of it, but when you need a practical effect, it's there.
They kind of kept it like the first one. The first Star Wars was kind of like that, in my opinion. It was more.
Yeah, man.
It was. I don't think until Return of the Jedi when it started getting a little. But
yeah, I actually liked Return of the Jedi. That's the one you got the green lightsaber, man.
I don't know. I could do without it.
Yeah, but I dig the Ewoks, dude. Ewoks are cool, man.
Yeah. Hey, okay.
If it wasn't for the Ewoks, they would have lost.
They would have lost.
Straight up.
Dude, the freaking Ewoks. Yeah. Wow.
No, but that's just like what we're going through now, dude. There's a generational gap with the Ewoks and in people that don't like the Ewoks, and then there's same with like Porgs and the other crap that's going on, dude. It's just age. It just happens, man.
Yeah.
I think we all just need to realize that not everything is intended for us.
Yeah,
it's intended for other people.
A new generation, a new audience.
we hate it so much, then you become the next person to make a movie, and
mess it up.
I need to follow my own advice.
What's up, Biggie? Biggie just popped in.
Biggie, what's up, man? You can do this. You're appreciative of this, Biggie, since you just showed up. You like that? You're supportive of it. I don't have a belt, but I got the slabs, brother.
Humongous books, dude. You got anything coming up on your channel?
Nah, man, just every once in a while, hanging and slanging. Just trying to sell some books. Like I said, it's for a good cause. Meet up with everybody in Comic-Con or MegaCon, and just eventually, be able to buy a grill one of these days. Next on the list.
Bake, you got a few grills, dude. Don't cut yourself short, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you started doing the auction like on a little half-hour show or a 45-minute show. I actually got a couple of books from you, and thank you so much for those books.
Yeah, thanks for participating.
Yeah,
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They're always there for replays, and if you dig anything in the replays, you can reach out Instagram or through comments. But it's a new take on things. Mm-hmm. It gives people a chance to hang out like this and sell a couple books, either buy it nows or some auctions. Unfortunately, last time I only made one sale to Discovery Bay. Your books are on the way, brother. But that's okay. I just don't like bogging down like 6 hours of a day or 4 hours of a day, not only because I can't have my phone glued to my hand, and I know other people have other stuff to do, but you just don't want to miss out on something. So this is a new take on things. Just do a quick one, but just maybe do it more often. You know what I mean? Like once a week. If you're doing a once a week thing, bang out an hour show and move on with it, brother.
Yeah.
I think half the problem with it is that we have these panels full of like 6 people, and it takes you 6 hours to sell 3 books a piece. And it's like, holy crap, bro, just cut it down to 2 to 3 people, bang it out in an hour, move on to the next one. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's everyone.
I feel like I was buying at an auction when I bought from you. I've never bought in an auction. Those were the first books I've ever bought from.
Yeah, I didn't want it to feel like an auction. I wanted us to just be talking topics, and then sometimes describing a book like, hey, this is the first Star Wars, kind of slows down the topic a little bit. But that's when I expect the chat to come up and maybe ask a question or come up, hey, man, did you see that movie or did you read this book? And then we just kind of roll off of there.
It was very fluid. It was very easy to buy. Like I said,
I just wanted it to be, organic.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Dad. I appreciate that, man. It means a lot coming from you because you're one of the best out there, man. You've been doing it a lot longer than me, and you know how to grade books on eye. You're very perceptive on that, so I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
Who that? I would love you on my show because I want to talk about NOLA. We gotta do it soon, man. I wanna talk to Who Dat about NOLA. I got a few questions. I've been there a couple of times and I want to talk some food. You've ever
I'll
been
be going to Voodoo Donuts at MegaCon.
Oh, dude, but they don't compare to those beignets, bro. Beignets in NOLA. Oh my god. Anyway,
I wish, man.
Oh, it's
all the music there too, man.
Yeah, the jazz is amazing.
I bet it's amazing.
Javi, you got something going on?
Just the same old, same old. We got Conquistadorks. We got Oprah Boys Book Club tomorrow. And then hopefully we can continue our little segment with Once in Future with, continuing on the issues. And then Silver Age Sunday with the mightiest panel of them all. So check out the Conquistador channel for that.
And hopefully we got to do tomorrow, New Comic Book Day with 90. We might be on tomorrow, guys. Last week we had a little blip in the week, but I think we're gonna be all right. I think we're gonna be on tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. I miss 90.
Yeah, I need to get on one of them shows one of these days. Need to find a new book to read and then come on and talk about it with y'all.
Yeah,
man.
And you got to come for Javi's Variant Corner, man. That's like the highlight of the whole freaking segment.
Hell yeah, man.
Trash or trash. All right, guys. Next week we're going to be doing another. Oh my God, what's our name? Inquiring Minds show. See who we come up with next week. Get to know somebody else in the community. I'm gonna be hopefully on 90s tomorrow, and I haven't done a haul video in like a month and a half. I have a stack of books like this. I'm hoping to do that on Thursday and put it out on Thursday. And that's about all for me, guys. Bake, You're the man, dude. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. It's been a blast.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I had a blast. I appreciate it, and finally get to chop it up with you. Because let's be honest, this is besides Comic Bro. This is the first time we got to do something together after talking and conversation in the locker room chat on Instagram and in all the chats. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure to do something with you guys face to face.
Awesome. Yeah, man. You know what? You didn't bring up what is it? Direct Edition?
Oh yeah, Direct Edition Squad, man. On the Direct Edition Squad channel, that was a little side venture that me, Javi, Comic Books NYC, Jeffrey Comic Con, Soldier, and Fuchsia Only teamed up for. But it's kind of taking a break. Life gets in the way. But that's kind of the point of this channel, is that we didn't want to have a set schedule. We just do it when we want to do it. But a lot of times we just talk pop culture, snacks, that sort of thing. A little bit of comics and movies.
We do have other interests besides comics, dude. It's funny.
And that's what we were trying to do with that channel, man, because let's face it, bro, every Wednesday, everyone's got a new comic book day thing.
Exactly.
And let's face it, 99% of them are all the same damn books. Yeah. Everyone's got a review of the newest hot TV show, And I don't mean that disrespectful. I just mean it as like it just gets repetitive a little bit, and I think maybe we all need to take a little pivot or a turn, like put a little flair to some of that stuff,
Yeah.
Comics, you can only talk so much comics, although we do tend to speak a lot about comics.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, guys, everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Everybody that watches this on replay, thank you. Thank you for commenting. I'm enjoying. I don't know about you, Javi. Are you enjoying this, dude?
Man, this is great. We'll see you here definitely next Tuesday. And man, this is great. Like Break said, this is like finally getting to.
If you don't find a guest, we could do Bake the Snake Part 2.
Guys, we were only supposed to go on for like 30, 45 minutes, man. We'll see you next week, guys. Bake, thank you again, Javi.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Later, everybody. Later, Pages.
Have a great rest of your night.